Got a lot of work to do, but like I said, the one good thing they've got to say is that it's only one. And you saw that little bit of concern when you asked Craig Deans that question. And that's obvious, and we'll let this go right now.
Falami. And now McManaman off the back of O'Toole. Butterfield. And Traore's pass stopped in its path by Stamatolopoulos. Barnett rode the initial challenge. McManaman. Ansell. Kiwi Roo onto Barnett.
That's better with the outlet, what I was talking about at half-time and just before half-time.
Traore. Brimmer. 4 goals this season for Jake, and fired that pass in. Always going to be difficult for McManaman. Now Barnett. Butterfield. Falami. And he's done enough to win a corner, Ben Falami.
He's done enough all game. He's been outstanding. A real shining light for Melbourne Victory. Wins in the corner. Now, when things are going like they're going, these set plays take on an even higher significance than they normally do. Really got to concentrate here on the delivery.
Brimmer. Off the head, here is the goal for Melbourne Victory. And it is Dylan Ryan with his first A-League goal. That is a rare one for the 20-year-old Victory defender.
What a relief for Melbourne Victory. Just saying how they've got to concentrate on it more. And they got their little bit of luck. I think it was, let's have a look. It's Connor O'Toole with the flick on. It doesn't matter. When you're at the bottom and things are going like you're going, you'll take every little bit of luck that comes your way. And Dylan Ryan with the emphatic header. Now's a real opportunity for them. They've got to be thinking to themselves, come on, this is a real opportunity for us to turn this all around.
And that's why he played every match for the Olyroos in that Olympic qualification campaign. That's why Graham Arnold showed so much faith in that young man, Dylan Ryan. And all of a sudden, Victory are going to get so much confidence out of that. Falami. Here's Miller.
I spoke about at the beginning of the broadcast how it'll be very interesting to see when teams go down, when they concede the goal, how they'll come back. We've seen it with Melbourne Victory, didn't handle it particularly well. But now we're going to see with Newcastle, who should be well away, but they're not. They're at 1-1, how they're going to handle this situation mentally.
Now, what you're about to see after Valentino Yule asked some questions here of Nick Ansell is some vision which may be controversial. Victory, should they have had a corner here? It was out off Falami last. Matt Miller knew it. Adam Fielding pointed to the corner, and Victory scored.
Unfortunate for Newcastle, but VAR cannot get involved in any type of situation like that, and Adam Fielding was behind, and the assistant referee, unfortunately for Newcastle, was on the other side.
It happens on a number of occasions during a match. It's just one of those things, but it's what happens when you're in the bottom two. Those kind of things go against you, and it's 1-1. Dylan Ryan took the opportunity. He still had to whack the header into the back of the net, and he did so.
Also doesn't help when your own player flicks it on. Talking about from the corner. Bit more of a bounce in Melbourne Victory player's step now.
There's that free kick going the way of Newcastle. O'Donovan rising. And now Falami, Brimmer, Butterfield. Falami bumped by Thurgate. Adam Fielding just having a conversation with the fourth official, I believe. It was right in front of him. Decided no free kick. Prussia. Stamatolopoulos and Traore coming together. Miller. And Nazarene on the bounce. Ewell. Newcastle are back in front. And Valentino Ewell ends his 8-match goalless drought. What a time to score.
And what a way to score as well. Melbourne victory. This is what happens when you don't defend the first couple of balls properly. A nothing ball that was played into the box, again to the far post. Newcastle get the second ball. Matty Miller puts a good ball in. And that as well from Nazarene was excellent. Back across the face of goal. Look at all the Melbourne victory players, but 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, all ball watching. And Newcastle respond emphatically with their second.
And Rami Nazarene with the assist, bouncing it off the turf onto the head of Ewell. And the 8-match run without a goal is done and dusted for Valentino, his 5th of the season.
You know, what would be really frustration for Grant Brebner and his staff is that, like I said, that was just another nothing ball. Well, VAR are checking, Ben. We just had it across a potential offside, so we'll wait for that.
Well, this is going to be tight because Adam Fielding and the Jets, Craig Deans, waiting. So here it is. And this is going to get ruled out because Stamatolopoulos is offside there.
He's offside. Another stroke of luck for Melbourne victory. And this is where you need to take advantage of things going your way like this. They had a stroke of luck, getting the corner, and then scoring from the corner. Another stroke of luck here now, because a goal is going to be disallowed for offside, and the right decision it will be by VAR is exactly what it's there for. But this is where Melbourne victory got to think to themselves, you know what, this might be our day.
Still the wait goes on. Looked fairly clear from the replays that we saw.
Yeah, but we're still looking at it from a different angle. Remember, the people in the bunker at the VAR have done still shots all aligned, but here it is. Yeah, disallowed.
Very tight though, wasn't it? Very, very tight. The shoulder of Stamatolopoulos.
Well, that's what it is. The point of the shoulder. No, it's offside. Even from our angle. But remember, in terms of the bunker and the VAR, they do still pitches and they align them completely up with their system, so they're absolutely spot on. And like I said, Melbourne victory. They should be thinking to themselves, another opportunity that's gone our way. Let's take advantage of it.
Ryan on the bounce to Miller. Victory's goal scorer, the man who got them back level. That's how it remains now. And they've bumped into another effects mic. How about that? 2 from 2. Jackson and Thurgate.
Better closing there. And they give the ball straight back away. And another thing, as Newcastle go back, Melbourne victory have got to come forward. They're just staying in the same line, which is making the pitch much bigger, much easier for Newcastle to play it in. That's better. Now they're coming up, and they've forced them all the way back. That's excellent. That's excellent. Latanzi doesn't need to go anywhere now. He just needs to stay. Stay. He's only one out. There's no one behind him. Done well again. Forced a long pass. Now they need to keep the ball for a period. Well, there goes that.
Prusho ran into a brick wall in the form of Butterfield. Laurie Latanzio. McManaman. Barnett floating it. Jackson dropping back. Now Rue is possessed by Thurgate. Just looks to release O'Donovan. Dylan Ryan dealing with the situation nicely though.
Good play. But again, he doesn't have to do nothing special. Just keep possession of the ball.
Nazarene. Foul on Barnett, called by Fielding.
Sense a bit of momentum coming from Melbourne Victory. That disallowment of the goal has taken the stuffing a little bit out of Newcastle, and they've got to sense that on the park as well. But sensing another thing, I can see Melbourne Victory's bench, John Paul de Marini, Steve Keane and Grant Bremner signalling to one of the substitutes to come over, so they look like they'll be making the sub very soon.
Ansell picking out McManaman. Early ball. Italiano down low to take it. So JP de Marini just giving some instructions here to Brandon Lawton. And Valentino Ewell is off for Newcastle in the meantime. Has O'Donovan in the middle. Ewell. Unleashed. And pushing it wide, Valentino Ewell. But another bright moment for Newcastle.
Very good comeback. Superb play by this man. He's been excellent today as well. This time coming in on his favoured foot. Just needs to hit the target there. And Melbourne Victory look to be warming up. I think it looks like the number 26, Leighton Brooks, is going to come on.
Yeah, it is Brooks. He's scored the one goal in the NPL 3 competition for Victory against Western United. That was a couple of weeks ago. Traore bursting forward for Lamy. Traore will dribble to Italiano.
Well, it's just a poor pass. Right idea, poor pass. That's good play, and that was down to Latanzio that time. That was good closing down, and his team with him.
So a first appearance this season for Leighton Brooks. His last appearance for Victory in the final match of last season. He replaces Ben Falami.
Well, that must be the fact that maybe he's not had a lot of minutes issue, because he's the best player that Melbourne Victory had, or a fitness issue in terms of he's got a little bit of a niggle. Because other than that,
he looks pretty fatigued, doesn't he?
Yeah, it could be that they just want him to get extra minutes, or he's not fit enough to keep going. But he's been outstanding. He's been Victory's best player by far, by a country mile. So this is better from Melbourne Victory. Instead of closing one out, now they're going to Bremer originally, and Leighton Brooks a substitute secondary. Much better.
Butterfield. And Brooks straight to Jackson.
Better spell of play once again from Melbourne Victory. They need to be so deep. O'Donovan is not lightning quick.
Ewell drops it in front or under the chest of Stamatolopoulos, but Traore pinches it back for Victory. And Butterfield immediately gives it back.
Doesn't need to do that. And well done to Newcastle as well, showing their character and coming back at him. It's hard, you know, when you're playing like this and you're thinking to yourself, oh, we should be 2-3-1 up, and you're not. It's hard to, in that circumstance. So that they're showing they want this really bad. They know how important this victory will be for them. Melbourne Victory staying in the fight.
Thurgate back on the ball for Newcastle. There were two Victory players in front of him, Brimmer and Rue, and now Barnett profits forward. Butterfield. Here's Leighton Brooks, the 20-year-old in his third A-League match.
Good play. Nice and simple. Good play.
Butterfield back to Brooks. Good build-up. Butterfield! Italiano stretching to his left.
That was all down to Brooks. Excellent play with Butterfield. Opened it up. Simple play. Play come towards him. He passed it. He had room. He started to go on. Then plays the 1-2. And Italiano made that look much more comfortable than it was. Really good save. And good play from Melbourne Victory. That's a foul. And that would be a yellow card to Butterfield.
Third of the season for Jacob Butterfield. It's another foul from him on Nazarene this afternoon, so no surprise to see the card come out.
It's a good game considering it's the bottom two.
O'Donovan. O'Toole firing it in front of Valentino Ewell. Here's a corner for Newcastle.
Goal kick.
No, it is just a goal kick, just skewing it wide. Don't forget, there's a couple of big matches coming up straight after this one. Sydney and Melbourne City, live from Leichhardt Oval. It will be a picture this afternoon. And then Adelaide taking on Western Sydney Wanderers from Coopers. A big Saturday of action on Fox Sports in the A-League. And then, of course, tomorrow, the W-League Grand Final, Sydney and Melbourne Victory, the Big Blue. That will be a fascinating clash. Live from 3:30. And then the Mark Rudan Derby. Is that right? Is that what we're calling it? It's Wellington and Western United to finish it all off. And while I'm spruiking football on Fox Sports, do not forget the Matildas tonight against Germany just after midnight. Tony Gustafsson's first match in charge. Forward goes O'Toole. Ewell. And it floats onto the roof of the net.
Interesting time now. This is usually around the time around the hour mark where both managers make subs. Newcastle hasn't made any just as yet. Craig Deans and his staff, Daniel McBreen, will be thinking about some. We've had one from Melbourne Victory.
Again, that's a poor giveaway from Victory. Miller, Nazarene, Stamatolopoulos, Jackson. Thurgate linking up with Lockie, and now off goes Leighton Brooks. He's added so much energy since he's come on for Victory, and Thurgate goes into the book.
And rightly so. Leighton Brooks does really well again. Came on for the best player on the park in Falami. He's kind of continued that. He's been excellent and deserved booking for Angus Thurgate. But Leighton Brooks has been a real spark.
Brimmer.
Good tackle for Nazarene. Crucial moments here in terms of the game.
onto Brimmer. Thurgate. Prusha. Slicing it out to Ewell. Ewell fires it into Rue, who does well to ensure it's not a corner. That's flying up into the back seats of the grandstand.
Good play from Storm Rue, but also from Valentino Ewell. Like I said to you in the first half, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. Okay, Storm Rue defended well there. And maybe the next one he won't do and defend so well. But they must be considering more subs down there on the bench to freshen things up, especially Craig Deans.
Nico Pajarillo is sidelined for us this afternoon. Nico, it looks as though the Jets are about to make a change. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Jason Hoffman being ready to come on, perhaps to inject some steel in the Jets. Let's see how we go.
Yeah, making a return from a groin injury. He's been off the bench the last two. Ewell. O'Donovan crunched in there by Ansell. That was a tough collision, and Nick Ansell has come off worse for wear. O'Donovan's got the thumbs up, but Ansell, there's some concern for him.
Got to get on there as soon as possible. That looked nasty. Great player once again from Ewell. Again on his weaker foot. Super cross in. Donovan going for it. Ansell's obviously holding his head. It didn't look as bad on in second view, but sometimes that can be the worst ones. Just that when he stayed motionless, you always have concern for a player. I think maybe it might be his ribs. Let's have a look.
It was an awkward fall, so Grant Brebner's got some thinking to do alongside Steve Keane. So they're just looking at Aaron Anderson. They don't need another injury at the back, Melbourne Victory. Melbourne City getting warmed up for that clash straight after this one on Fox Sports. Sydney FC and Melbourne City. He's leading the Golden Boot standings. Can he extend that lead, or will Milos Ninkovic's men cause maybe an upset, you'd call it, in Sydney? It'll be a pretty tight one, you would expect, as O'Donovan makes way for Jason Hoffman, who's out there. The question is, will Victory make a change as well? Burke and Kurta is getting ready for Newcastle. Roy O'Donovan caused some headaches for Victory today. No goals, though, for him.
No goals, but he was a constant danger and played really well. Not so sure about taking him off. Would have maybe lent towards Stamatolopoulos, but it's the manager's decision. Let's have a look here. He looks okay.
So they'll be down to 10 for this corner kick. So you would probably expect Stamatolopoulos to move to the middle and Hoffman to the right, but we'll see how that pans out. Nazarene with the outswinger. Nazarene, up they rise. Miller was diving in there, away for Victory.
Super corner.
Laurie Latanzio got a piece of that clearance.
Well, looks like Anderson's getting ready to come on, so it looks like Mark Ansell's afternoon is over. Just watch his corner. Right in between the sticks and whipped in. Burke and Kurta, so that he'll be the second substitute. Hang on, Ansell's coming around to the side now to have a look at this. He's signaling that he's right or not. Yep. Looks like Ansell's signaling he's okay to come back on. No. I think a bit of confusion here.
Well, this is massive confusion.
I think
Nick Ansell has said, I'm good to go back on. And the fourth official has put up the board, and Adam Fielding saying, well, what's doing here? So is Nick Ansell going to be subbed, or is he going to head back out onto the pitch?
Well, Aaron Anderson sat down, so I just think that basically they had that. They told the fourth official Tim Danaskos that was going to be the sub, but then Nick Ansell's obviously come around and said, I'm okay. So now he's had to take this out.
Well, and now Adam Field is saying, well, you've stitched me up and my fourth official.
There we go.
So a bit of a communication malfunction there.
Remember the old saying in football, when in doubt, blame the officials. It's always an easy way out.
I'm not blaming them in this case, Bozza.
I am.
So Brimmer off, Birkin-Kurta comes on.
That's a good substitution. One of my favourite young players, Birkin-Kurta. He's going to be seeing come on in past games, but not been playing in the position where he's best at. Well, this will be the position he's best at, basically, in the number 10 role. Just off the main striker. Helping out midfield where he can. And Nick Ansell's back on.
So just 18 minutes of regulation time remaining in this bottom of the table clash in the A-League. A draw really doesn't do much for both sides. It will end the Jets' losing run, but 3 points is what they're both after so desperately. Top ball, Stanley's on the way with the long throw. There's plenty on it. Victory away. Italiano's got some moving to do. Nazarin.
Looks as though Stamatolopoulos has moved into centre forward position. And Hoffman's came over here where Stamatolopoulos was on the inside right, and then going out to the right side.
Miller. Flipped by McManaman. No. Adam Fielding says it was fair. And then you handballed it, Matt. So free kick goes Victory's way.
There you go. Adam Fielding decided there wasn't enough contact to warrant a free kick. Let's give the free kick now to Melbourne Victory. Yeah, and Birkin-Kurta, like I said, taking that position of the number 10. Leighton Brooks has now moved across to the right-hand side. McManaman's come over here onto the left. And them two are swapped as well. And Tanzia has done so much running and so much work for Victory today.
So Liridon Krasniqi is going to replace Valentino Yule, who thought he scored. But he'll have to wait for an end to that 8-match, now 9, goalless run. Kurta. There's the ball picked off him by Thurgate. Nazarin. Well shut down by Kurta after he initially gave away possession. Tracked back well. Krasniqi. Good piece of skill there. Final 15 now on the way.
So a lot of people will be out there saying, why Krasniqi, this defensive midfielder? Well, so he can release. They brought him on for more stability so they can release Pritchard and release Nazarin a little bit further forward. That would be the thinking behind that.
Hoffman getting back, some energy off the bench from Jason Hoffman. Traore. Jackson. Krasniqi.
It's a good play from Melbourne Victory. And the outlet.
Thurgate.
Got to be stronger there, Kurda.
Snitchy looking for an option. Matt Miller presented. It's down to Loveless. Hoffman. The target's in the middle. Miller is cross picked off by Melbourne Victory's goal scorer Dylan Ryan. Krasniqi. It's down to Loveless. Making that run. Top Stanley and Prusho. Drops for Miller. Krasniqi just drilling it. Rue did well enough. Newcastle turning it over.
Not too much other options there for Storm Rue. I think Grant Brendan's got to consider the Tanzia has done so much work for his team. It looks out of gas a little bit now. He's going to have to consider bringing somebody else up the top so they can chase down balls in these vital last 15 minutes or so and be a target. He's done so much work for the team.
Jackson's pass picked off by Butterfield. Now Traore sending Hoffman left and right. And now the Englishman Butterfield. Krasniqi. Kosovo international. Liridon Krasniqi. Also has Malaysian citizenship. On loan from the Malaysian Giants Johor. And that's a poor giveaway from Topor Stanley. Brooks speeding onto it. Rolls it wide.
Chance.
And Leighton Brooks, in his first match this season, may have scored the winner for Melbourne Victory. That is amazing for the 20-year-old Leighton Brooks, his first A-League goal.
Absolutely super breakaway goal from Melbourne Victory. And Leighton Brooks has been exceptional since he's come on. Moved out to the right-hand side, pounces, and a wonderful finish. Ball was a little bit behind him. And coming on for the best player is not the easiest and the best of times, let alone at a time like this. And he's been exceptional since he's come on. You have to give credit to Grant Bremner and his staff for bringing him on, because Fellaini was absolutely fantastic. But now it's put him ahead. And like I said before, after that disallowed goal and the corner they got, which shouldn't have been a corner, is it their day?
It may well be Melbourne Victory's day. The young man who grew up on the Gold Coast. And he has scored already in the NPL 3. But this ain't the NPL 3 in Victoria. This is the A-League. And Leighton Brooks with his first goal in professional football.
Newcastle must be thinking to himself, how has this happened? Well, it has, and they've got to deal with it now. They've only got one more substitution time, if you want to call it that, as have Melbourne Victory. But this man, since he's come on, he's been absolutely exceptional. And then the staff changed him around from the left-hand side where they brought him on to put him on the right-hand side, brought McManam over here. And that's the lot of a manager. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But for today, for Grant Bremner, it's worked. There's Latanzio getting a booking. I said before, 5 minutes ago, he looks absolutely gassed. He's done so much work. Time to get a fresh pair of legs on for him.
Hoffman around the corner. Come back here. Adam Fielding wasn't ready. Said, I told you to wait. So they're going to come back.
Cool.
There he is.
Well, he snapped him in half.
So Victory fans will love looking at the live ladder. Well, maybe not love, but they'll enjoy it more than they did coming into this one. They're level with Newcastle. O'Toole, Krasniqi just beyond him, and Barnett's there to run it down. Prusho, Nasherin attempting to flick it on. Feels for handball. And Torbor Stanley. Jason Hoffman now tracking it down. Jackson now. Torbor Stanley.
They've got to push out now, Melbourne Victory. Can't just hook it away. Still too much time just to start hooking away and just stand there. Got to push out. I guess beyond 85 minutes you maybe can start doing that. They've got to push out.
Ryan strong in the air. Butterfield. Thurgate, but Curnow just got a toe in. And Laurie Latanzio again. Look at the speed from the 19-year-old.
Good bit of play from Burke and Curnow. His best bit of play since he's come on. And this is now where they've got to keep possession.
Brooks around the corner. Torbor Stanley. Prusho.
Latanzio misread that. But that was out of fatigue more than anything.
Stamatopoulos sliding in, went via a deflection to Miller. Ansell.
It's good defending by Ansell. Also the fact that he didn't make a foul. And here comes the last roll of dice for each manager.
So Brandon Lawton for Melbourne Victory, on for McManaman, and Luca Prusho off for Sharian Abimanyu. The former Indonesian youth international, 21 years of age, and did grow up playing some of his football for Persija Jakarta, who actually played here in Newcastle in the Asian Champions League a couple of years back. Hoffman with the overlapping run. Traore smothered it well. Krasniqi hanging it up high. Time ticking away now for Newcastle. Could it be an afternoon of firsts in more ways than one? Dylan Ryan, his first A-League goal. Leighton Brooks, his first. Newcastle heading towards 7 consecutive losses for the first time in A-League history.
Well, it looks that way thus far, and that's the case, then there has to be some serious discussions about what's going on. I mean, it's been a wonderful story, the fact that other clubs have helped them out. And you know what, that's probably a first maybe in world football history. I think that's been brilliant.
Leighton Brooks, maybe after a double. Just hit his shirt number on the way through. Barnett. A corner for Victory.
Wins the corner. And coming back to that Newcastle thing, and obviously, like I said, that was a real excellent story and so forth. And, you know, they just decided to go with Craig Deans. But does Craig Deans need help? And if he does need help, there's somebody here who actually I played under when I first come back to Australia. Has got all the experience in the world from an A-League perspective who could help him, and Laurie McKenna. Are they exploring that? You know, we've already seen John Paul de Marini come in to try to help Graham Brebner. It's a lot of these young managers, you know, it's their first time.
Called in, and Leighton Brooks stooping for the header. The adrenaline would still be pumping through his veins.
And you know what? You know, they say it's always a sign of a good team when they don't play so well and win. It's also a sign of a team that's struggling when they do play okay, which Newcastle have done, and continue to lose. That means something vitally is missing, something really that's very difficult to put your hand on unless you've got that experience and you've been there before and you've done that. Maybe they should just lean for the time being on Laurie McKenna to come down to help them, to say, okay, let's have a look at things. What's going on here? Because this is not a match that they should be losing. And when that's the case, you think, okay, what is going on?
Abimanyu. Krasniqi. And now O'Toole. Well, if they lose it 2-1, it will be the 7th 2-1 loss of the season for Newcastle out of 11 matches played. How about that? And it's in the final third, where they've had problems again Multiple goals just once this season. There's Miller running it forward.
It's well played from Butterfield. Remember we said during the first half, during that period, will they come to regret this later on in the game? Well, they have.
Had that offside call as well go against Valentino Yule as top or Stanley. Traore. Jackson.
See, I'm not a great fan of when people turn around and say, oh, we played well again. We played well. Yeah, you lost 7 straight. So, you know what, there's something, like I said before, when they say it's a good sign that a team wins when they don't play so well, I understand that. But for me, it's not a good sign when you keep playing well and losing. Yeah?
Thurgate pinching it off Butterfield. Striding forward, corner Newcastle. Inside the final 3.5 minutes of regulation time. It's now or never for the Jets.
So important now. Nazarene, who we know is excellent at set plays. Got to put that ball in that space right between the big guns.
Nazarene bending. Toppler Stanley was off balance as he tried to head that one back to where it came from.
Well, he did it. Toppler Stanley was just a little bit off in his timing.
Coming up next, Sydney FC, Melbourne City straight after this one. Do not go anywhere from Leichhardt Oval in Sydney. Top-notch afternoon for football in the Harbour City. Brooks winning the header. Laurie Latanzio, first time. Lockie Jackson and Lewis Italiano, a miscommunication, and you heard the frustration at the back expressed by Italiano through the effects mic.
Forget that. How good has Brooks been since he's come on? What a ball that was on the volley. He's been outstanding since he's come on. Very rarely give any of my 3-2-1s as substitutes, but he's right up there as a contender.
Italiano and Stamatolopoulos went to ground. Not enough contact from Ansell, according to Adam Fielding, and now a real scrap for possession. Abhimanyu has bounced away. He's going to get back up to his feet. It's Toppler Stanley rolling it to Abhimanyu, and that header was straight to Leighton Brooks.
There's Latanzio, who's done so much work. Poor thing, he's getting cramped now. He had the Toppler Stanley fall on top of him is the last thing you need when you've done so much running in the 89th minute. Now he's stretching out his calf, Latanzio. There's Brooks again. What a victory this will be for Victory, no pun intended.
Some real thinking to do for Craig Deans. They have got a trip to Coffs Harbour to play Perth on Tuesday night. So the benefit is they've only got 2 days before that one. Kurda. Straight into the arms of Italiano.
Can they hold on?
Miller shoulder to shoulder with Laurie Latanzio. Hoffman reeling it in. Butterfield, just too much strength from the Englishman there.
Super play from Butterfield. And really good play from Melbourne Victory. This is better.
Look at the confidence that's flowing for the men from Melbourne. So 6 minutes of additional time. You thought it would be a long spell. We had that injury to Nick Ansell and also the VAR decision when Valentino Yule's goal was disallowed.
Barnett has been a quiet achiever this afternoon. He's been excellent. Lawton's got to chase that. You've got to really put it in now. 6 minutes. Paul Latanzio's done so much running, like I said, and he's absolutely gassed. But he has to go through this last 6 minutes. They all do. Let's see how much they want this victory.
3 points for Victory sends them level with Newcastle. And remember, they have a game in hand also on the Jets. Here's a yellow card. Lawton into the book. So Mark Bosnich would be disappointed with that chase previously, and now he's given away a yellow card.
I think he got the yellow card for not chasing the ball, not for the foul.
Well, that's clear, but a couple of poor choices from Leighton as Thurgate curling it. Before Stanley got there, who was it out off last? Top or Stanley?
Brave defending. Good ball in from Thurgate. Top or Stanley did well, but brave defending from Ansell. And that's what they're going to need, Melbourne Victory, in these last 4.5 minutes. Bravery comes in many forms and shapes. And when you're really, really tired and fatigued and you've got to run and put it in, that really shows how brave and how much you want to really win for your teammates as well. And just remember, straight after this game, grand final replay, Sydney FC versus Melbourne City. Back in form, Sydney FC versus a rampant Melbourne City. They've been playing some absolutely fantastic football to watch, as good a football that I've seen in A-League history.
Top or Stanley goes back for the header. Less than 4 minutes and counting. Just one win at home this season for Newcastle.
Ironically, against Melbourne City.
Yeah, incredible, wasn't it? That was the game before Craig Danes was appointed full-time head coach. That win against Melbourne City. And then they had a two-match unbeaten run, a draw with Brisbane, a win over Victory, and then it's been all downhill from there.
L. Yellow card there, by the way. The vital seconds now ticking down.
Well, we may get...
Adam Fielding will stop his clock, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's Kurt.
I think he's got him right in his ankle. Of course, Melbourne Victory have made... Well, had all their substitute opportunities. You get 3 substitute opportunities. You can make up to 5 substitutes. Both teams have used their 3 substitute times. So if he comes up, then Melbourne Victory will play out the last couple of minutes with only 10 men.
So it's at least a minute, maybe more, added on to the 6. Will the Victory fans head home happy? Another enjoyable trip to the Hunter, it would seem. A win here or even a draw would extend their unbeaten run here to the last 4 matches. Laurie Latanzio, he snuck through brilliantly. Couldn't keep it inside though with the back heel.
He's done a ton of work for them. And you know what, you asked me in the first half why Falami maybe a little bit to the left and Latanzio right in the middle. You're seeing it now. Absolute workhorse, continually chase everything down.
Leighton. Are they good enough to seal it here? Melbourne Victory. Leighton Brooks.
Good play from Leighton, sensible. Knew nothing was on, just kept possession. Look, keep in possession. It's exactly what you do in this type of situation.
Now Butterfield. Still going Butterfield. Oh. And Laurie Latanzio almost had a goal. His performance this afternoon has deserved.
Just don't think he expected it. Maybe if we look closely, I think Butterfield just tries to hit it with his toe for the goal. No, goes the outside the boot. Latanzio didn't expect it.
Is there a final chance for Newcastle? Abhimanyu, his touch was heavy. Krasniqi couldn't win it, but Thurgate can. Abhimanyu.
Good play from Ansell, and before him, Barnett. They've both been excellent.
Strong defending from Nick Ansell. Brooks. And Laurie Latanzio. Not winning a free kick as much as he tried there. So we are ticking towards the end of 6 minutes, but we did have a stoppage in stoppage time. So there's some time for Newcastle here. Miller Off Leighton.
Excellent closing down from Leighton, stopping the cross at a vital time. And wins the throw-in. So important. These little moments, these little things right at this moment in time, they waste valuable seconds for you. Winning a throw-in, winning a free kick, keeping the ball, being sensible. Don't want to give the opposition, in this case Newcastle, any type of encouragement. It's okay from Leighton, that's okay.
So Fielding just having a look at the watch.
Topper's going to go long, or Italiano will go long. They should know what's coming now, Melbourne Victory.
Italiano floating up towards Stamatolopoulos, and Butterfield wins it again for Victory. Almost 7 minutes ticking by in Newcastle.
Super ball from Jackson.
Miller delivering. Stamatolopoulos looked to be a handball there. And it's Victory at last. For just the third time this season, Melbourne Victory take all 3 points. And the Newcastle Jets are consigned to a 7th loss in a row, a new club record for them. Apo Stamatolopoulos had the Jets in front in the first half, but Grant Brebner's men scored 2 goals in the second 45. Dylan Ryan's first, Leighton Brooks is first in his first match this season. It finishes full-time Newcastle Jets 1, Melbourne Victory 2. Thanks for your company in the Hunter this afternoon. Coming up straight after the break, it's a grand final rematch, Sydney FC against Melbourne City.